Hey, today I'm out here to test the Garmin Messenger, and it's this device right here. You can see how small it is, and I've got my Garmin inReach Mini 2 on this shoulder, but I want to come out here and I want to field test this. I want to show you what it can do and how powerful this little device is. So hang with me to the end and I'll give you all the information and we'll test it, and we'll just see how good the tracking features are and TracBack, along with getting things like weather, messaging, and how to do all that, either from your phone when it's synced or from the device itself. So let's get right into it and see how this thing really works. So before we get too far into this, I'm just going to show you how I have it set up on my pack. So when my Garmin inReach Messenger arrived, there was nothing to attach it to. Unlike the Garmin Mini 2 that has an attachment on the back and it attaches to this backpack tether really well. I'll have information up on the screen for that. But there was some things like some lanyards and that you could hang around your neck with this, because it's such a small device. Or you could attach to your pack, but it's not as easy of attachment or nice of attachment as this backpack tether with the Mini 2. So I did see when I bought it, there were some lanyards and some things, and so after I got it, I was like, how am I going to attach it to my pack? Because I hike a lot and fish, and so I want it attached here. So I had to wait a few days for this attachment to come through. So this strap here, or lanyard, whatever you want to call it, is from Garmin, and it actually is, it expands out, so I can bring it farther out here if it doesn't get stuck on my strap, and I can check it out. I really like this. Even though it doesn't attach to my pack as well, I can pull it out and take a look at the screen and see what it says, and so that's really nice. I do like that, and it's so small that it attaches and doesn't bother me here at all. So there's some things about this I'll tell you right away before we start looking at it. This Garmin Messenger will two-way message, it'll get weather, it'll track, it will track back. And I forgot to mention the most important thing about this Garmin Messenger is the SOS feature. And you just open this cap right here, or flap, and you depress this for a few seconds and it'll call search and rescue. So those are some of the main things it does. If I've forgotten anything, it'll show up on the screen, because I'm just going by memory here of things it does. And as I go through the field test, I'll continue to bring things up that it does, and we'll just get right to the field test. Before you come out here and use this Garmin inReach Messenger, you need to activate the device. You need to pick a subscription if you don't already have one, and I'll have information on the screen about the subscriptions. Then after that, you need to pair, if you want to, you need to pair this with your phone. I will add that pairing it with your phone makes it more convenient to use, because there's things, say as messaging on here, that you can message using the buttons down below. You can do that, it's a lot more cumbersome. Or you can message on your phone, and it's just as you were texting on your phone in cell service as you normally would. You can also get the weather. It's easier to see the weather on your phone. You can see the weather on the screen here, but on the phone it's bigger, it's easier to see. So make sure you do those things before you come out here, and I would also say test. And this is also something I'm doing out here, is I'm testing this. I'm doing this field test to show you how it works. And as I'm doing things like this, I realize things, and sometimes I find that I've made mistakes or I didn't do something, and I go back home, because I'm not too far away from my house here, and I can go back home and make changes. The first thing you're going to do here is power on. While it's powering on, let's talk a bit about what's everything here. Honestly, this is the size of a wallet, if not smaller. The SOS is here on the right. The power button is on the right. There is a charging cable here, where you would either download stuff or charge your device. Then here's the screen right here. And then down at the bottom, you got a left, a right, and an OK. And this is how you move around on the screen. And this is also how you message. The message is a little complicated again when you have to arrow around and use this little screen, but it still works really good. So let's take a look at this screen real quick before we head out, and I'll show you everything that's on it. So you hit OK, and there's a check-in. It has my wife on here, and then you can, if you hit this, I just got a test message from Garmin. It's an automated message. And then you can arrow back if you want, and then hit OK to go back if you don't want to see that anymore. I'm checking everything's okay. Now that's a check-in message, and it's sending it to my wife. I'm going to send this message to my wife real quick. So I'm going to hit OK again, and it says send, and then I'm going to hit send. Then I'm going to go back arrow here, and then it says back, so you hit OK. Now it's back to the home screen. So when you hit OK, that goes right to the check-in. So we don't want to do that again. We want to arrow around the menu. The way you arrow around the menu is you go left or right. So if I go right, I think it just gives you the same things. There's messaging or messages. Then there's tracking, weather, TracBack, service plan, and then settings. And then if you want to go in here to settings, this is how you make changes. And we'll look at that in just a minute. If you keep going right, you go back to the home screen. So if I go left, it does the same thing. It goes settings and just goes through all of it. So let's look real quick at the settings. So if I click on settings, again, if you want to hit OK here on tracking, now what this does is it lets you change the interval. I already set the interval, so it lets you go from 2 minutes, I think 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and up to like 4 hours. So we're not going to do that right now. We're going to hit back arrow and we'll hit OK to go back. Now we're going to go right again. There's sounds. You can make changes to your sounds. There's the phone where you can pair your phone, inReach remote. I don't have that. And there's systems. And then you go back. So I'm going to go back arrow and I want to look at systems real quick. And here's the display. So I'm going to go into display. You can change the brightness. I can arrow right and left, timeout 15 seconds and then back. So there's not a lot of things on here, but you can go through all this stuff. There's a time. You can set your time to be 24-hour or 12-hour. There's units, whether you're English or metric, things like that. Then you can have the language. Reverse charging is off. Now, I had turned this on last night, and I'm going to leave it off right now because I don't need it on, but maybe you're out and you have an emergency and your cell phone's dead. You can turn this to on and reverse charge, and it'll charge your phone enough to be able to send a message from your phone if you need to do it that way, or you can do the message here. So let's keep looking here. There's a USB mode. Right now it's under Garmin. Screenshots are on. Actually, I haven't figured out how to do screenshot yet. I don't think it's that important because it's such a small screen and you can see it on the device on the screen here. There's reset, software updates, and about. And I just got a message from my wife. She says yes. I probably need to talk to her here and just let her know it was a test. That yes was probably with a question mark at the end. So let's go ahead and we're going to arrow to the right one more time. If you can go all the way back to the left, you want to go to back, and then we're going to go back. And then we're going to just run back through these. All right, we're going to get back out of this. There's settings and the service plan. We don't need to look at service plan. And there's TracBack. I'm going to show you the TracBack here on the trail. And there's weather, tracking. We'll start the tracking here as soon as I get going on this field test, the actual field test. And there's messages. If I click on messages right here, she says yes. I can go ahead and send a message back here. If I click on this and it says reply. Let's just try this. We're going to do select quick text, or what else is there? Type reply or close. We want to type reply. Let's go ahead and do this. This is going to take a little time, so I may fast forward through this. So you arrow right and left, and then when you're done, you hit this check mark here, and then you can back arrow and delete. So let's do this real quick. I'm just going to send her a quick message. So this will be great because you'll be able to see how fast it really works, and then I'll send another message on my phone, which is synced, and we'll just see the difference. Okay, so I've typed the message in, so let's go back to the beginning where it will give me the check mark. So I said testing the satellite messenger, so I'm going to hit OK. Testing the satellite messenger. And do I need to hit anything else? Nope. So it's there, it's telling me I've sent it at 9:48, sent it to my wife, and we're done with that. So let's get out of here. I hit back arrow, and that says back. I'm going to get out of here. And then let's see about getting out of here. It says delete. I don't want to delete. I want to close. So you always hit OK to select that. And then we hit left arrow again, go back, hit OK. And now we're back at the home screen. Now let's take a quick look at how to send a message on the phone. And then we'll do the weather. Here's my iPhone 14, and let's see how this works now on the phone. So you have to have the Messenger app right here. I have several maps, several icons up here for Garmin. This Connect is for the Phoenix, the watch, the Phoenix 7X I've got. And then there's a Connect IQ. The Explorer is for some of the satellite messengers, but this Connect is for this messenger. So you can already see I've got some messages, and let's test one out here. So at the top right, we're going to hit this write a new message. It's asking me who I want to send it to. I'm going to send it to myself, and then I'm going to go down here and select the, see, this is just like typing a message on your phone when you like you normally would. So I'm going to say testing new Garmin. And some people are faster at typing than me. Testing new Garmin Messenger for the second time. And then see, it came up with those words at the bottom. You can select just as you normally would. And see how fast that was? Now if I hit send, now this is going to send it to me. And you know, I can always take screenshots of all this. And so that's how fast it went. It's syncing to my Messenger right now. And then that's got to connect to the satellites and send it. Sometimes it takes seconds to minutes. Now it says it's not sent, and I'm kind of wondering why. I know it's connected. Let me check the settings and let's see what's going on with the Bluetooth. inReach Messenger is connected. So is my GoPro, and so is my Phoenix 7X. I have my Mini 2 on my pack right now, but I don't have it on, so that's why it's not connected. So why is this not sending? So what's nice right here is that you can view on map. Now it's not showing it on the map here, but let's see what happens when you view on the map. I can say show in Apple Maps or Google Maps. Let's see what happens. So there it jumps to that new screen. Well, it took a little time here, but you can see the map there where it shows my location where I sent this message. Now, has the message been sent yet? It is not sent. I want to show you some things here while I'm waiting for this to send, and I'll figure out why. But down here at the bottom, well, say first of all, at the top, there's where you hit this icon here, it's a pencil, and that's to write a new message. Down here at the bottom, there's messages. So that's what I'm in right now. I can go to weather, and then I can go to device. And so it tells me a little bit about my device. It says it's not connected. Now, why is it not connected? Okay, here's something. It looks like it's connecting right now. And it does say connected. It says the messenger is at 84%. This battery will last for about a month. And then it has initiating SOS if I want to do that. It has contacts, and I put the different contacts in that I want. It syncs to your contacts list, but then you just select the ones you want. And then there's settings here, and you can do tracking, sounds, phone, inReach mode, and system. And you can go through all that. I'm not going through all those settings today. Here's a check-in. I've already checked in. Here's start tracking. And so these are a lot of things you can do from your phone that just makes it easier. Now I'm going to do the weather in a minute, but let's go back here real quick and see why this is not sent. This message was sent when I was not connected with my messenger. So we're going to try a second message. And we're just going to do we're going to say third message test. And we're going to send that. Now, let's see if that one goes through. And if this one goes through, then it would just be because I wasn't connected. Now, there went. So, this one didn't go through because I wasn't connected. Let's see if I can delete this on this. Yeah, click on the three buttons at the top right, and I can delete that message. So we're going to get rid of that. So now you can see that all these messages that have gone through, and that was actually real quick. It was just seconds, maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds, I wasn't counting, but 10, 15 seconds for that message went through. Okay, so now let's go back to my messenger and let's go look at the weather. Let's see how long it takes and what it looks like to get weather on the messenger itself. Okay, to do the weather from the messenger itself, we're going to arrow to the right. There's messages, we've already tried that. There's tracking, we'll set that in a minute. when we start hiking, and then here's weather. So we're going to click on weather, and this is the weather I think I got from yesterday. This says 47, feels like 47, and let's see if we can see. Now here it says update forecast, so we're going to do that. We're going to update forecast. Here's the extended forecast, main and basic, and main extended. So I want the extended forecast. So I'm going to hit OK. Get a new forecast. Any applicable usage or charges will apply. If I go right, it says continue. So I'm going to hit continue. So it says requesting extended forecast. There's the request went out. Now it's going to come back and give me another message in just a minute. We'll see how long it takes. It should only take about a minute tops. Sometimes it takes longer. Depends on how the access of the satellites you have in the sky. All right, while I'm waiting for this to request the weather, which is taking a long time right now, I'd say it's gone at least 3 minutes. Let's talk about a little bit more about how you use this device. So far what I've seen from Garmin is this, almost all their videos, if not all the videos I've seen, somebody has this sitting on a rock on a picnic table. It's just sitting by their phone, and so I don't know if they're recommending that this is something you carry in your pocket on your pack, and then when you get to wherever you're going, you pull it out and then you message if you want to message. That's okay, you can use it that way. But if you want to track and track back, then you really needed to have a view of the sky. It may be able to track and with the GPS and all that without a view of the sky. I haven't tested that, probably am not going to test that, but I don't use it that way, and I don't recommend using it that way, because there's one reason is if you are out camping, fishing, or whatever, and you set it down, especially if you set it on a rock, and this is a black device, and so it's not real colorful, it's easy to forget that you've put it down, and there's a lot of activity and things, and you walk off and forget this, what is it, $350. I'll have the price on the screen. I may be off by a bit, but this is not cheap, and you leave it sitting there and you walk off and forget it. But what I do is I always have it on my pack. So even if I'm camping and fishing, it's always on this pack. And it's a red pack. I never forget my pack. And so if I want to put it on a table and I want to message, then it's sitting on a pack on the table or on a rock or sometimes on the ground. And then I just position it so that this is facing skyward. That's how I use it. That's what I would recommend. I would never set a satellite messenger down and with a lot of activity around, because I don't want to lose them. So this is still requesting a forecast, and I'm not going to sit here and wait all day, because even if it took 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that's okay if you're out in the mountains. Not a big deal. You just have to wait a little bit longer sometimes when you're getting information through the satellite system. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like to see the weather and request weather on the phone. So I'll basically have two weather forecasts. I'll show that to you, and as I am on the hike and I'm tracking, when I see that I get the weather forecast, then I'll stop and I'll show it to you what it looks like on this device itself. Now let's look real quick at the weather on your phone, what you do to get the forecast, and also what it looks like. It's on the phone, it's a lot bigger screen, it's easier to see everything. So you can get the information here or on your phone. I prefer the phone. That's why I always sync my phone. Let's take a real quick look at that. All right, so here's my phone. It's on messages right now. I'm going to hit weather. It's waiting for a response right now for the extended forecast. I'm going to hit this plus again, request another forecast. This time I'm going to request a basic forecast, and you can see here on the screen all the different types of forecasts, but I'm going to request basic this time, and then you just hit get forecast. It's going to then request two of them now. It's waiting for the basic, and it'll also be waiting for the extended. So I don't know how that works. I'm getting two forecasts. I don't think I pay for the basic forecast. I think you only pay for the extended forecast. Well, again, while it's waiting, in case it does take a long time, I'm going to start this hike, and let's see what it looks like to track on this device on the Garmin Messenger, and also to see the weather. And then when I get back, when I get farther out, about a half mile away, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to track back. We'll see what it looks like, if you can even see it on the phone, or if you can only see TracBack information on the Garmin Messenger itself. So we'll test all that. Let's get going. Okay, I just gotten a message that I received the basic forecast, and here it is. It says today it's 11 a.m. It's not 11 a.m. This was yesterday. It says here my account has not been charged for an extended forecast because it failed. See that right there. We're going to do it again because I need to see it on the device. I want to show you that on the Garmin Messenger itself. So this is giving me information. Well, it says 11 o'clock here. Today's 5 p.m. This is not correct. Okay, right now it's saying it feels like 52, but again, I don't know if this is yesterday's forecast or not. So I'm going to hit OK, update forecast, and it says basic right here. I'm going to select that, get a new forecast, and it says cancel. I don't want to cancel, I want to continue, and I don't want to close. I'm going to go back to continue. This is requesting basic forecast. There's something, it just sent it at least. Hopefully this goes a lot faster than the extended. I can understand the extended taking a little longer because it has to download more information. Let's see if this basic forecast goes through real fast. Okay, I got a message that says I did receive the basic forecast. So here it says 52 feels like 52. I don't want to update. I just want to look at the forecast. So if I arrow to the right, it gives me information. It says Saturday, Sunday, what the weather's going to be. Monday, Tuesday. So then it goes back. Here's weather. If I go to today and I hit OK, it doesn't give me an hour by hour on this. It's only giving me the Saturday, Sunday high and lows and chance of rain. It gives me Monday and Tuesday. So it's giving me today what's going on and then 4 more days, but it doesn't give me the hourly. So again on the phone it says it's waiting for the forecast, but it says the basic forecast failed. I don't understand this. I'm going to go back here. Let's delete this weather, and I am going to request another one. This is from my location, and you can pick different things here. You can pick add a location and see something else around the state, I guess, or then you can then pick weather forecast basic extended. So I'm going to pick basic again, and I'm going to see what happens because I've been notified twice that the weather forecast has been received. All right, here's the weather forecast. That was actually a lot faster. So it's been received, and 16 feet away, it just tells you it's right here. Then it gives me the weather. It's 52. You see here on this device, you can see everything so much better, and you can see hour by hour, or it's not hour by hour, but it's every 2 hours. And then down here you can see tomorrow, you can see up to 4 days away or so. If I click on any one of these, will it do anything? No, it does not. So this is just a basic forecast, and you're not getting a whole lot other than some hour by hour for, looks like maybe 24 hours, and then for about 4 days. But you can see how much nicer it is to see it on your phone. Let's look at this again. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to add an extended forecast and get forecast, and let's just see how long this one takes. So now it's waiting. It's already sent it. It's waiting for the response for the extended forecast. I received extended forecast. All right, so it's done it already. That was way faster than before for some reason. Not sure why. So here, again, it's 2 hours, every 2 hours, but it goes out maybe 2 days here on the hour by hour, and then on the days it goes out a week, because it's Saturday right now and it's going out to this coming Saturday. And hour by hour forecast not available. If I click tomorrow or today, then it gives me the hour by hour for these for each day, and it looks like it's going, I would say, almost 3 days out. If I go to 4 days out, it doesn't give me the hour by hour. All right, so you can see how nice that is. It works extremely well. And this is why I always keep my phone synced, because pulling this out of my pocket and getting to see information like this versus seeing it on the device is vastly different, and it's worth it to sync. But you do have to worry about the charge on your phone. I always want to carry a portable charger. I'll have a link to one below that I really like. Always carry a portable charger. If you're going to rely on your phone to get information and use it, these things will lose their battery within a day or 2 days. 11, I think, got me a day and a half of charge, the iPhone 11. This iPhone 14 seems to be more like about 2 days or so. So you're getting a better battery life on these newer phones. but you still need to carry a portable charger because, as I said earlier, the Garmin Messenger will last about a month. The Garmin inReach Mini 2 will last about 2 weeks. It all depends on how you use it. But always carry a portable charger with you. Okay, now for the test. You can see I have a message waiting for me. I don't really want to look at that right now because I know what it is. And we're going to arrow over to, there's TracBack. We don't want TracBack. We want tracking. So we're going to click tracking. Press OK to start tracking. There we go, sending points. So now I'm going to put this back up on my strap. And we are going to start hiking. And you can see in Dawson's Butte Open Space Trail. It's really beautiful. It's about a 5-mile loop here. We're only going to go about a half mile out. And I won't keep this video on the whole time. I'm just going to hike out. Normally I would set the tracking interval to 10 minutes or 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how long I'm going to be out. But as this is a test and I have the expedition mode, I am setting it for 2 minutes just to see how good the tracks are. The other thing I want to see is when I'm tracking back, how accurate is it? Will it, if you're going back around a lot of switchbacks, will it just kind of have a general idea heading back, or will it actually follow the switchbacks really well? So let's go test it out and see how well it really does. Okay, on this Messenger, there's no TracBack, I don't think. There's the SOS, contact setting, check-in, and all that. But you can't track back, it doesn't look like from here. If I see that, I'll put it up on the screen, but I don't see where you track back. Oh, there is tracking. You can start tracking. Auto track, send interval, but that's only setting the tracking, the settings up. I know you can track back from the device. So let's check this device out really fast. All points sent. And then we're going to hit OK on it. Stop tracking. Settings. Close. We're going to stop tracking. Stop tracking. Press OK to start tracking. We don't want that. We want to go back. Now we're going to arrow over to TracBack. See, TracBack's in different menus. Same area, but just a couple over. So we're going to hit TracBack. For your safety, this device records a point every 10 minutes. But I'm kind of curious if, because I had it on 2 minutes, send or tracking, if it actually will track more than that. But let's see. So we're going to hit OK. TracBack takes you back along the path you traveled. That's fine. Note this device may be moving to update heading. Press OK to select a point for navigation. So today, 11:10, I'm going to hit that, follow path, and move for heading. So we are going to turn around. Now I have my dog with me, and he'll get me sideways sometimes. Let's see what it says. We've only gone 0.3 miles. All right, so 202 feet. It's showing going left here. This is one of the concerns I had. Now my Mini 2 and my Mini will show me going more accurately along the trail. This is telling me to go through the woods right there. I don't want to do that. But let's check this out, see how it does. I'm actually going to go off trail, see if it gives me an alert that I've gone off trail. Let's check this out. There's a different trail right here. See what happens if I take the wrong direction. So I'm going basically 180 degrees. My Mini 2 will alert me visually and audibly that I've gone off course. Let's see if this one does it. It takes a little time for it to register. In this case, it may not happen, but let's see. Okay, so what it's doing here is not giving me an audible and visible alert that I'm off course, but the distance from that waypoint it set is getting farther away. It's 250 feet away now. If I turn around, it'll start to reduce that distance. So it's 240, 239. So it's pointing me in the direction of that waypoint. So it looks like what happens is, even though I set the 10-minute, the tracking to 2 minutes, it lays a waypoint down every 10 minutes. So it's sending me to the waypoint on that 10-minute track, which is nice. Not near as powerful though as the Garmin inReach Mini 2. Okay, I've seen enough on the tracking and TracBack feature for this Garmin inReach Messenger. Bottom line, it's not as awesome or powerful as the Mini and Mini 2. The Mini 2 will give you a lot more accurate readings on the way back. Then it'll tell you how many miles to get back to your starting point. So it's a nice feature to have. It'll help you out if you're ever lost, but it's just not as powerful as the satellite messengers, the other satellite messengers, the Mini 2, GPS Maps, A66i, etc. Well, this has been about as extensive as a field test that I think I want to do on this. It's a really capable device. It's really meant for messaging as SOS. If you already have the ability to see where you're at on a map, or maybe you don't care about that. And then it has the tracking feature and the TracBack. So it'll help you message and help you get out of trouble if you ever find yourself lost. Well, please leave a comment below or questions and advice, because I'm not planning on doing another field test on this, as it's not near as powerful as the Garmin Fenix 7X or the GPS Map 66i, where I have to test it a lot in different ways. This one here, first test, I understand it well enough. That's one thing that's really nice about this, and even the Mini 2. They're not so powerful as in functions that you have to be a real tech person to figure it out. It's just a great device, easy to learn. It'll help you communicate and get you out of trouble. And something I would highly recommend for anybody who wants to be able to communicate and call for SOS and TracBack if you're out in the mountains or on any expedition or outdoor adventure. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a message below. Please like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications, because I have a lot more reviews coming up. And I'll see you back out here in Colorado next time.